Here we are, day one at this sunken bath job. And now I think what we're going to have to do is cut a section out here. We can then sink the shower tray down into there. Little tip for you, if you take your radiators off onto your first step and then step down into the tray. Been busy, mate, haven't we?
Busy day.
Busy boys. Try and do it dead slow, because if you do it too fast, you'll agitate all the water, because what you don't want is one of the bungs coming out mid-drain down, and then all of a sudden it's going to let the tank go through. I reckon he looks like a brick top out of Snatch. Hello and welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers after my little begging plea on the last video to try and get us to 10,000 by the channel's first birthday, which is January the 1st. So thanks. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mark. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it. It is a channel of plumbing, heating, just going about every day what I do, whether we go to merchants, pricing jobs, things that go right, things that go wrong, a bit of everything. Also a little bit of what I get up to. I'm just in the middle of like a detox thing, so I'll go on to that in a minute. But no, if you're new, welcome. If you just subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It does help, and want to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Right, so anyway, let's cut to the chase. I have just started, today is Monday morning for me. I've just started week 3, the final week of my detox. Thank you for all the messages I've had of support for doing it, and people who are genuinely interested. And good luck to Mike. I think he's going to join the program. I'm not selling the program, but we'll get that right from the off. It's just something I've done and you can clearly see it's working. And a few people have messaged me. Mike's sort of been in touch with John, who runs the program. Excuse me. And he is having he will have had his chat with him Tuesday, and I think he'll be starting the program. So yeah, it's really working for me. Week 3, the last week has been the week with the green drink and the supplements during the day. So breakfast and lunch, I've been having like a shake. So now I'm back to 3 good healthy meals a day, supplements along the way, and this is what's known as power week. So we should be coming out of it. I know I've lost weight. I can feel I've lost weight. I'm loads more alert, up in the morning, blah blah blah, as we know. That also brings us on to this week, and I'm just on my way to Screwfix now to pick up some roll and stroll clear matting, because we're starting that sunken bath job. I'll link up into the corner from where I went and quoted for the job, or had a look. You came with me and had a look at the job, the first sort of view of the job. So we're going to go and get ready for that. Skip's arriving this morning, so we're going to rip it all out today, get it all out, get everything cleared out, and just sort of fresh canvas and see where we've got to go. Alter some bits and bobs here and there, and then we can really get into it. So again, I know a lot of you have been looking forward to this. We'll be hitting that job this week, and Tyler's booked in for next week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've never done a sunken bath, so it'll be interesting. I'll show you shortly, but it'll be interesting how we're going to put the shower down low so you walk down into it. Anyway, right, let me get over to Screwfix and pick up this roll and stroll, and see if they've got a couple more Rhino tub buckets as well. Right, so here we are, day 1 at this sunken bath job. Mark the chippy is on site, we're on site, and the skip hasn't been dropped off yet, so waiting for the skip to arrive. But I'll take you in and just show you, if you haven't already seen it. I'll put a link up to when we came out and had a look at it. I think I've already put the link up anyway. But so what we're going to do is, I always do it on jobs, is put roll and stroll all the way up the stairs. So we'll cover that shortly, get all this covered up here, all the landing covered, before we start to remove the bathroom. So I'll come to that in a minute. That's the good bit. So basin's coming out, toilet's coming out. What we're going to do is expose this shelf, usually to here, Sometimes they pack them out this far to do with the sauce stacks or waste or whatever. So we get all that out, get that removed, just see if we can alter that and just gain them, you know, probably 600-700 back into the room, which would be perfect. Towel rail going on there. The units we're going to have black taps, black towel rail or matte black. But this is the one, the Sunken Bath. So because the house is on two sort of levels, it drops down here. For some reason, the bath is sunken down and the ceiling is low. So what we're going to do is we're going to level this off across there and down, and then we're going to fit the shower screen internally here, taking the bath out, and we're going to form a step here going down into 700 by 1000 shower tray in there, with the riser, body jet here, body wand here, and the actual unit here, turn it on and off, thermostat control there. So they can walk in, turn it on and off, and then the shower's ready to go. Then we're going to tile it all internally, tile to the same height round. I think they're having like a herringbone style. And then obviously get the floor tiled and that as well. So yeah, so literally first day, just turned up, so we get it all sheeted off and start getting this out. Slotted screws, who fits slotted screws now? So we've got the front panel off this bath now. I've got started ripping everywhere out, waiting for the customer to have a shower before we can get the water off. So we'll expose this, but yeah, slotted screws. So what's that, Mark? 80s? 80s, early 80s. So we'll get this out and we should be able to make some headway. I'm going down and seeing what treats we've got in store under there. So, as we thought, with this box in here, it's not even straight, it's all over the place, but they basically boxed that out all the way from here, all the way out, just to cover up this little bit of the saw pipe and that waste pipe there. I mean, it just baffles me. They could have kept that dead close, run along and just boxed low level, and the whole line, you could have pushed everything back, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do is get rid of this, because there's vanity units going here and then a worktop, so we can push all that back so it gains, you know, all that back into the room for them. So we'll get all this framework out, and then when we come to it, first fix it, ready for toilet to go here, basin to go here, and then the vanity units will hold all that anyway. We're ready for this to come out now. What we've discovered is behind here, it looks like the bath, because there's a bathroom the other side of there, but it's just a straight wall. It looks like at some point they've had a niche cut into the bathroom the other side. We've got a saw stack running up there, and as you can see, the saw stack's feeding the bathroom that way. So what I'm going to do now is, because it's quite awkward to get to anything, I'm going to cut these two 22s for the hot and cold, and then I think what we're going to have to do is cut a section out here, just so that we can then take the bath out, leaving the waste in, because we can't get my arm down under there to get to the waste. So we'll cut these off and get it out as best we can. So we cut the little access hole in the bottom because the bath wouldn't get out any other way. So we'll now lift it up, tip it up, get it out. Hot and colds are cut off. Yeah, hot and colds are off. Right, drop your hand down. So what we got? First look. For sure.
That's the beauty.
Found it.
That's the beauty.
So what have we got? Right, we've got hot and colds coming through here. We've got a waste here, so we can trim this down. We can level this out. We can trim the end of this off, so it's the same as flush to this wall. Trim that along there. This pipe's obviously got to be altered because that's feeding what looks like, I think there's a towel rail the other side, so we're going to have to alter that, bring this, the pipe work in this stud. We can get that so that we can then sink the shower tray down into there and then basically tank in here, hardy backer board all this and then seal it and get it all in. So what we're going to do with this floor now, we just had a bit of a chat about it, we're going to build off here sort of 2 inches, just bring this whole floor up and then we can put a complete floor in ready for the tray to go in. The tray is going to come to here and then we're going to build this bit as a step. So you're going to step from here onto here, it'd be so high, and then step down into the shower. So this will be your shower. We'll have the head here. Valve will be just out the front so that when you're stood in this area at the side, when you're stood there, you can turn your shower on and off and see wherever you want it. So Mark will now build this floor up, or shortly build the floor, then tomorrow I can get all the pipe work altered, shower valve in. Little tip for you, if you're taking radiators off, old rads, before you chuck it in the skip or give it to the scrap man, take the vent plug out of it and keep it safe in the van, because you always need a spare one, because you'll go to a job where you'll need that certain one and you won't have it and the merchants won't have it, so stick them in the glove box. So we've got a ply base down here now, we've battened underneath, we've worked out where the trap is. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to offer the tray into position, just dry, completely dry. This isn't even bolted, screwed down yet. So we're just going to offer it into position, see what it's like, because we're going to hardy backer board all inside here and then along here, and then we can drop, once that's boarded, then drop the tray and then seal it all up. How are we looking? Yeah. That's it. Perfect, isn't it? We've got a room for the boards. So we've got that tray in there. We'll sort the trap out where that's got to go, and then what we'll do this side is just put a step up here. So we'll go from there, we'll build that up probably 3-4 inches or whatever, so you come off there onto your first step and then step down into the tray. Just to get a camera out, it's fucking knackered, look. Knackered? He's wafting all that. So there we go, what we'll do here, we'll just overboard this, tie it into this, put a little batten across, get a timber behind here, and then come down, skim, new ceiling, skim all that in, tie that in, because this ceiling's being re-skimmed, well, overboarded and skimmed as well. I reckon he looks like a brick top out of Snatch. So day one, done and dusted, bath's out, base is formed for the shower, shower's there ready to go in, going to alter that tomorrow. Get the valve on, pipe work in, riser, header, body jet, one thing, elbow there, and then we'll probably carcass that out and get the hardy backer boards on here, tray in. Day one, it's been a productive day. Been busy, mate, haven't we?
Busy day.
Busy boys. Right, let's go. Right, so here we are, day two on the bathroom. Today is going to be a case of, we've got to move this heating pipe. So this heating pipe feeds the rad from the other side of the wall. So what I'm going to do is come off here with an elbow, because we're quite limited on room and stuff. Going to come off here with an elbow, and then with plastic pipe cut behind here through these joists here and connect back onto it here, so it gets it out of the way. And we'll also alter those pipes there, because there's a towel rail going up there. But this is the main one that's stopping us getting the tray and getting the boards on. So we'll get that done first thing. We've got to go up into the roof and bung the tank. So I'll take you up there, just show you how that's done. Then once that's done, we can get the valve placed here and then work the pipe work back from here back in. Again, we're going to have to come off here and loop around the back of these joists, get it into this void, and then up to the valve here. So, right, let's go and get these tanks bunged. A bit murky. So we've got, just see over in that corner there, down the bottom, that's the feed, that's filling the heating system. So we'll pop a bung in there and pop one on the vent as well, just to cause a vacuum in the system. And then we'll be able to open up the pipe, drain whatever's out, whatever is in there, until it pulls a vacuum, and then we should be able to work on it. So we'll pop this one right in there. Try and do it dead slow, because if you do it too fast, you'll agitate all the water, all the dirt inside. I would advise to Grant that it needs cleaning out. And then pop that up in the vent, like so. Just make sure that's in nice and solid, because what you don't want is one of the bungs coming out mid drain down, and then all of a sudden it's going to let the tank go through. So that's that done. What I'll do now is I'll get set up here, ready to alter that, get the pipe in, get the fittings in place, ready to go. I've got this pipe pushed into place now. I've drilled it through this here just because the way we would have had to come around that saw pipe was just too much of an angle on it. So we've got it there. So what we'll do, we'll cut this, first off we'll drain it out of here. Then once it's drained, we'll cut that, pop an elbow on there onto that plastic there, and then it's looping around. Then we'll pop a compression elbow onto there, into there, so it just connects that back up, and then that is that pipe out of the way. I know people are going to go, oh, it's plastic, how are you going to get to it if this, that and the other? If you're worried about how you're going to get to every pipe that you ever fitted behind a wall or in a ceiling or in a floor, you wouldn't do the job. So that's how that's going to be done. I've done it loads of times, not an issue. So we'll get this drain down now. We'll put I always have everything set up ready to go. We've got the Aquavac here ready to go. It's been a godsend, that has, to be honest. We'll crack the nut on this, pull the water out, then we can just cut that, and away we go. So there we can see the vacuum starting to work now, so that'll stop in a minute. But what we can do now, because that's set, we can cut that pipe, put an elbow on it, push fit, straight elbow onto it, and then if we wanted to, pop a cap on the end of there while we cut this, get the compression elbow on, and then pop the cap off again, because it's under vacuum, drain it into there, and just connect it up. As you can see, it's just about completely stopped now, as good as. So there we go, we've got two elbows on it there to bring it round the back of here, and then all I'll do now is cut off here, put a compression elbow on, and connect that in. So there we go, that's that pipe out of the way. Heating pipe's been reinstated around the back of there. So what we'll do now, we'll go to the towel rail, alter the pipes for the towel rail. So here's a little tip when you're coming to fit like these decorative towel rails. Mark this main pipe coming down just on the outside. The centre of that is going to be the centre of your pipe. So then you can work out exactly where your hole needs to be going through the floor, if that's how you're doing it, because that will push up against that fit in there. So this bit will screw on like so, and then that then slides into there. So when that's bolted on, the minimum you've got from the wall to where that mark is there, as you can see, is 3.5 inches. So you know from the wall back, that needs to be 3.5 inches at least from the wall. You can go further because you've got that adjustment in there. But if you mark it 3.5 inches like I've done here, then you know your pipe's going to come up in the right place. So what we've got that was feeding this rad here is this 10mm pipe. We've got 10mm here and 10mm here. Now it goes under a tiled bathroom the other side of there, so there's no way of taking that 10mm right back to where the 15mm are. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut it here and put a 10 to 15 reducer. Then we can have 15mm coming up out of here into the bottom of the rad. And the same with this one this side, but obviously that was coming up. So what I'm going to have to do is bend this down. Hopefully it doesn't disturb anything. You have to bend that down, straighten it out. And what I'm going to do is again put a 10 to 15mm reducer on, come off in 15mm. I'm going to have to loop it round to bring it back up where I need to be here, just because I'm not going to have the room here to get a fitting on. Right, so the pipework's in for the radiator. It's going to be a black rad. I've got the talon shrouds and clips that go on the bottom as well to cover the pipe up to make it all matching the same. So that's on. I've pulled the bungs out of the heating tank, so the heating's now been refilled. That's fine. Tested these. That's all good. All good under there. That rad the other side is getting nice and warm, so we know that's working fine. What we're going to do now is get this valve on, offer it into place, get the riser for the rainfall shower and the body one bit in, get the valve in, pipe it all up. This is the valve that's going to go, roughly, I'm going to get Grant up here in a minute just to see exactly where he wants it, but it's going to go there, just as we go into the shower, that side, so you're not stepping right in, over there sort of thing, so you can turn it on before going in and getting soaking wet. But what we've got to do is, if you just look on here, the depth from the back of the shower to where this is going to be exposed for the plate to sit on is between, I don't know if you can make that out, 75 to 90mm. So when we site the shower, that bit has got to be the bit that's sticking out on show. So we've got to pack that off if need be, so that once the tile's finished, so the finished edge of the tile is, say for argument's sake there, we've got enough there for the shroud to go on. So we've got to work it out, get it spaced off the wall correctly. So we've got the shower valve fitted on the wall now. We've got the main line to coppers made into it. We've got the laser level on it to get it perfectly upright, so when the front goes on it's perfectly square. Now what I do, because you've got to work out, this is the play you've got between these two marks when you put the front centre cowl on, you know, the finishing plate that goes on the front. So what I always do is I work out that this back edge of the my level is the framework here. So in that I allow the hardy backer boards, 6 or 7mm, and then 12mm for the bed of adhesive and the tile that's going to go on it, and mark it on the level there. So then when you put the level into position, you can see exactly that. You can see the top bit of, I'll just try and do this. This is the play we've got within the shroud that's going to go on. This is where the edge of the tile is going to be, so we know when we put that cover plate on, we're going to marry up perfectly with where the tiles are. So it's a little trick, just mark your level like so, it works a treat. Here's another little tip as well for you for when you're doing things like this, is put your 22mm pipe in, or any pipe, but if it's on a vertical like this, pop it into the fitting like so, and then just give the fitting a tiny little crimp, just ever so slightly, then twist the pipe, it'll hold it in place while you solder it up. That's the valve in, done, connected. I've turned the water back on, I've pulled some water through both ends here and here, so yeah, the water's live to this now, so we know that's good. The only way we could get it across was to come underneath this plinth where the shower's going and into there, but it was what it was, so that's in. So what I'm going to do now is start to get this over to here, to this point here, the highest point, and then the wand with the elbow on will be there. Right, so that's day 2, near enough complete. I'm just having a bit of a clean up and everything like that, but we've got the main shower body in, hot and cold's going to it, off the top. I've had to use plastic around the back here because these bends here are so tight, you just can't get anything in or any fittings in. And then what I'll do, I'll come off, insert in there and tighten it onto there. Same as what I've done for the body one there. Again, you probably get people moaning about it. I've never ever had an issue with it, so you know, it's worked for me. We've altered the heating pipe that was there. So tomorrow we've got the boards coming out, so we're going to use these boards on the front. They're like Hardy backer boards, dead similar from the tile shop. So we're going to get them on. It's going to be tight with the tray, so we're going to have to work around that a little bit, just because the room we've got in there is dead tight. So tomorrow we'll be setting the tray, getting this all boarded out, and getting it tanked, sealed in. I've altered the pipes there for the towel rail, when the towel rail's going to go, and then once we've got that, I think Mark will be here tomorrow helping me with that. We've also got to put some timber in here, solid this up. Nick, the electrician's coming first thing. He's meeting me here first thing in the morning, Wednesday morning, and then also I've just got to then carcass out the back of there, because we'll then board that, skim that. So that's the first 2 days here on this bathroom conversion. I say, remember there was the sunken bath there. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, whack that subscribe button, because I want to try and get, as I said before, 10,000 subscribers by the 1st of Jan, which would be mega. Right, I shall catch you Sunday for the next progress report on how we're getting on here. Later.